Okay, greetings everyone. This is Gerard, black, living like a king in the Philippines with the truth. Hey, you know what? I like that. Gerard, black, living like a king in the Philippines with the truth. Welcome. First of all, let me thank all of you who've watched my videos, who've been following me, who have shared and liked. Not only that, and my daughter also, because from time to time, someone will come to me and say, I saw your daughter on YouTube. I said, oh, really? I said, well, I'm glad to hear you. Thank you for following her. They'd say, yeah, she get good information. And yes, she does. Yes, she does. Chip off the old block, I guess. But anyway, it wasn't too long ago when I realized about comments, that people were able to comment on my videos. I went back to some of my other YouTube channels and just glazed at some of the some of the comments, and I was like blown away. I said, "Wow! If only I had known then what I know now, I would have responded." Because a lot of you have given me a lot of encouragement, inspiration, motivation. You had spoke about how much you enjoyed the video and etc. But I didn't know back then. I've just learned about monetization not too long ago. But anyway, and speaking of comments, there are some who you know you know who want to talk about mess. You know, who want to find something, or who got nothing else to say, nothing nice to say, and want to, say asinine things about other people. It's your right, it's your privilege, freedom of speech to say what you want. My stage is not for everyone. If you don't understand me, or you don't like what I say, or question to the point that where is that you can't sleep. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I'm just being me. I'm just a photographer who's outgrown his box, and this is another growth extension of myself as a photographer doing these videos. So anyway, say what you will. If you want to comment or do a thread on my comment section, I'll just remove it, and it's no big thing. And if anyone mentions a person's name that doesn't exist to me anymore, I do not respond. So I understand that. I know there are times that people would say, Gerard, your videos are too long. But then I get those who say, Gerard, I appreciate you doing long videos because I can just sit back, relax with a drink, with a blunt, and listen to your videos. So it's kind of like, if you can't please everybody, you just might as well please yourself. So I've tried making them a lot shorter. I hope you appreciate that. And in spite someone saying that they have attention span of flies, Gerard, you can't do videos that long. But I know when I'm watching a movie, and sometimes the movie is so good, I pause it. I pause it. And I may not come back to watch it for about a day or so because I don't want it to end. I want to keep enjoying this movie. And it's like they got these Netflix series now that want to go on and on and on. And it gets to the point where they don't have any fresh content added to the movie, so they just throwing shit in there. I'm watching this one called Wanted about these two girls on the run, and I swear, they've caught them about 3 times. The 3 times they've been in jail, been in prison, and got out like this. And I was like, my God, I mean, when is it going to end? I know I can just fast forward to the last episode, and I'm sure I wouldn't be missing anything other than someone else getting shot, dying, and coming back to life. Or who you thought had died and is not dead. I can get to the end of it, but I don't. So anyway, I watch these Netflix series. Mostly, I watch them with me and I. They're a good. Point of us spending time together is when we watch one of these series. And again, I really enjoy explaining the plot line to her, explaining some of the terminology that's used, and getting a kick out of her, throwing it back at me later on when she says something, that I know she got from the movie of my explanations. And so I really enjoy that. That's really a big pull up, But what I want to talk to you about is that, you know, um, why do foreigners come to the Philippines? You know, uh, sure, it's easy to say they come to find girls, or that's easy. That's easy. Uh, some could come because of they're able to live a lot more relaxing life, you know, a lot more affordable life. When I was in the United States, I used to pay rent for a two-bedroom apartment, $1,500 US, and then plus, you know, um, um, electricity and whatever else expenses that what needed to be taken care of. So, at this phase of my life, although my money is still pretty much the same, you know, I know I could not afford to live in the United States, nor would I want to. But you know what's funny? You know what's funny? The other night, I couldn't wait to wake up. Hey, it's like I know in my sleep I'm saying, try, wake up and check, wake up and check, and it's like, no, I wasn't waking up and checking for Santa Claus. I was waking up and checking to see who won the Georgia Senate race. Whether it was Herschel Walker or Warnock. So, I had not been that excited for the news, in a long time. So congratulations to Warnock and who won the Senate race. But what I want to talk to you about is that we had this movie once upon a time called How Stella Got Her Groove Back, and I was talking about why foreigners come to the Philippines. You know, Philippines is not a place for foreigners to come here and try to get into business, or start a business. Because most of the time, whenever you get with a Filipino girl, you ask her, what do you want to do? She says, well, I want to start my own business. So, often the time, that might consist of, um, sorry, I had to let my animals out. That might consist of, open up a little roadside eatery, where she does the cooking or they cook and have a couple of tables there like that. And that might be fine, but, they don't last very long, you know. Or sometimes you want to open up a little sorry store where you have a store that you um, try to provide the daily amenities, what people may need. And it might work for a short time, but it doesn't last very long. And often the time here in the Philippines, that if you have a good idea of how to make money, I bet you eggs to donuts that someone else is going to do the same thing right across the street. and therefore, you're going to lose money that way. So oftentimes businesses don't last very long when you come here and want to go in business for yourself. You know, um, if you're one of those who can make money on the internet and is making money on the internet, go for it. Speaking of internet, um, I was watching someone who said that you can't fall in love with someone on the internet. And, you know, as much as I don't encourage internet relationships or dating like this or finding someone that way, I have to disagree because it's easy to fall in love, man. I fall in love every day. Every day. You know what I'm saying? I might be in the store in the checkout line. I might be, two customers behind, and there's a beautiful girl or a girl there, and she's working, and I'm standing in line, and I'm looking at her, and during the time, I'm looking at her, I have fallen in love with her. I started thinking about taking her out to dinner, taking her dancing, you know, having kids, having 2 dogs, 2 cars in the garage, a house, married. I start fantasizing about how we look old, walking on the beach like this. And then next, she might say, "What's yours?" And I go, "Ooh!" I snapped out of it. But in that short time, I fall in love. So falling in love, I think, is one of the most confusing, but it's one of the most lightning emotion next to hate, that we possess. I don't believe it was designed for us to only love one person. You know, you know, we have come through our customs and our ways and in our religion, to have or try to mate with one person for life. You know, and it's a wonderful thing. Don't get me wrong. But falling in love is something that we all want. Being in love is something that we all, you know, need. You know, knowing we're loved is truly a blessing. You know, because how many times have you heard me say that when I was coming up, if someone just showed me that they loved me, if someone in my family showed me that they cared, if someone showed me in my family that I mattered, you know, how different my life would have been. So anyway, we had this movie once called How Stella Got Her Groove Back. It was by Angela Bassett. And she was a black woman who had, who had gotten a divorce and was, on her way, not finding herself, but she wasn't looking for a relationship. I don't think I ever saw the movie. I'll be honest with you. I don't think I ever saw the movie How Stella Got Her Groove Back. But I've heard about it and seen whatever clips or whatever. But the gist of it was that okay, and it was about her traveling on vacation with a friend of hers and to Jamaica or Nassau or Antigua, one of these Caribbean islands, and she ended up in a relationship with a young man. And the young man, and her had this whirlwind affair, you know, and and she was she got her groove back, baby. She was back in the dating game. She was doing her thing, getting what she wanted from who she wanted when she wanted it. So the reason I bring that up is because there are a lot of foreigners here who no doubt leave wives behind, ex-wives or girlfriends or whatever, just leaves them behind. And you ever wonder what they would do if they had the same freedom as Western men have? You wonder where they would go. If they wanted to get their thing on, if they wanted to get their groove back, if they wanted to knock the boots, as we say it in the U.S. Well, you know what? Wonder no more. Check this out.
Who is coming all the way to Africa to get some? Who is it? Is it the black men that dragged them here? Is it the African men that dragged them here? No. Hello fam, welcome to the African Diaspora News channel. I am Wingil Zalalam bringing you this report. Today's report is about old white ladies, specifically from Europe, going as tourists to Gambia and basically scoring a night with different young men that are from Gambia, and they are being accused of exploiting those young men for their pleasure.
How about that? Huh? While you here chasing these young things, they're over there chasing theirs. You know, they're getting their swerve on. And how old are they? I'll let her tell you.
Gifts. An elderly white female tourist who spoke with British journalists on the Sex on the Beach documentary attested to how easy it was to hook up with the young men who are locally referred to as bumpsters. She said it's paradise. You could have a different man every night. Face to Face reported, Alka, a 32-year-old Gambian who is married to a Belgian woman twice his age, told Rhodes some of the women come to the coastal nation in search for love while others come for flings, referring to the latter groups as holiday makers. Sometimes they're not good tourists, they're holiday makers, he said. Someone who comes to f you and leave you.
So, in spite of the fact that you want to talk about exploitation, someone using somebody, or it's always thought of as that that men are doing the exploitating. But come to find out that a lot of Western women are taking leads from you fellas. Come over here chasing your fairy tale and getting what they want. Like I say, man, you know, if you're going to do it your way. You know, feel good about yourself. You know, do what makes you happy. You know, and understand that what makes you happy is not going to make everybody happy. You know, you're going to have haters. You know? So, I just want to throw this out here, throw this little video in here about what white women are doing, old white women are doing, while their husbands in the Philippines chasing young Filipino girls. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. This is Gerard, Black in the Philippines with the truth. Remember, this is Gerard, Black in the Philippines, living like a king with the truth. Don't forget, dreams are nothing more than plans of winning action. Never disrespect. Ellie always pulls it up. And sometimes you're the only one to see a vision. And the best revenge in life is to live good. I'm living good. I'm living good today, baby. How you better believe that. And I hope you are too. And if you're lucky enough to have a woman like Ollie Woodson, formerly singer of the Temptation What song, treat her like a lady. And ladies, if you're lucky enough to have a good man like me, make him feel like a king. And I will always love you more. Believe that. My love is deep. My love is solid. My love is true. My love is forever. I'll talk to you later. Peace.